All right, challenges as far as the grand old party is concerned for the Congress party continue. From Punjab to Karnataka and also now in Goa, the crisis is only deepening. As Rahul Gandhi was in Punjab, first the rumours which the Congress said are only some sort of rumour mongering. 5 members of parliament from the Congress party did not show up. Then Navjot Singh Sidhu dared Rahul Gandhi to publicly name the Punjab Chief Minister face. While the Congress is fighting a multi-pronged battle, is this a direct question, a challenge to the top leadership?
अपनी पार्टी का नुकसान नहीं करा सकता। मैनू किसी ओहदे दी लोड़ नहीं। किसी नू मुख्यमंत्री बनाओ, एक जाने नू चुन दो। चरणजीत चन्नी सब तो पहला मूहरे होके कन्वेंसिंग करेगा जिहदा भी तुसीं नाम रखोगे। ये अज पंजाब की जरूरत है, पंजाब की डिमांड है। दूसरियां पार्टियां वाले तंज कसदे कि इन्हां दी बरात दा लाड़ा कोई नहीं, इन्हां च आपसी लड़ाई है। सिद्धू साहब उरे आके खड़ो जरा, आ लो, आओ आशो जी, आओ सारे जाने, आओ आशो जी तुसीं भाजपा यार। ਐਵੇਂ कोई कहे कि कोई लड़ाई है, कुर्बानी देवांगा हर हाल दे विच पंजाब दे लोकां दी बेहतरी वास्ते एक अच्छी सरकार देने वास्ते मूहरे खड़ांगा, कांग्रेस पार्टी दे नाल चलांगा।
सवाल है और मैं छाती ठोक के कहना, अज पंजाब दे लोग पुछदे आ कि भाई इस एजेंडे नूं लागू कौन करू, बंदा किहड़ा देओगे, चेहरा किहड़ा देओगे? बोलो सही है कि नहीं है कि नहीं? मैं कहना तुसी किसे नूं बनाओ सर, लेकिन ये दुचित्ती चों पंजाब नूं कढो। इस दुचित्ती चों हफ्ता लाओ, 10 दिन लाओ, ते उस तों बाद जितने इस दुचित्ती चों कढिया ना कि इहनूं लागू करन वाला कौन होऊ, ते मैं तुहानूं अज गारंटी दिना कि पंजाब दे विच 70 सीटां दे नाल कांग्रेस की सरकार बनेगी साहब, 70 सीटां दे नाल। और मैं ये भी तुहानूं कह रहा कि ये गाड़ी में बात हुई कि आगे पंजाब को कौन लीड करेगा। मीडिया वाले उसको सीएम कैंडिडेट कहते हैं, दोनों चन्नी जी ने और सिद्धू जी ने गाड़ी में मुझे कहा कि देखिए पंजाब में सबसे बड़ा सवाल कांग्रेस पार्टी को पंजाब में कौन लीड करेगा। और दोनों ने मुझे आश्वासन दिया और मैं बहुत खुश हुआ कि देखिए 2 लोग तो लीड नहीं कर सकते, एक ही व्यक्ति लीड करेगा। और दोनों ने मुझे कहा जो भी लीड करेगा कसम खा के दूसरा व्यक्ति अपना पूरा दम, अपनी पूरी शक्ति उसकी मदद करने में लगा देता।
Before I go on what's happening in Karnataka and tell you that story, let me very quickly get a reaction from our guests, those who are joining us this moment. Tom Vadakkan from the BJP. Manasvi is a political analyst, a Congress supporter as well. Advocate Paramveer Singh is from the Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you so much for joining us at this moment on Times Now. I want to start with you, Manasvi, and want to understand from you. Rahul Gandhi was there. Was it an attempt to put a band-aid on all the rumours which are going on as far as Punjab is concerned or the infighting? The way Navjot Singh Sidhu stood on that stage and said, declare the chief ministerial candidate, it looked like an ultimatum rather than a suggestion.
Good evening, Ankit. So there is no ultimatum kind of a stuff which media is trying to portray it in a way. Definitely, it's politics. End of the day, every aspirant would want to have the top position, that is the chief minister position. But end of the day, everyone is working together with the understanding of what is happening in Karnataka. Congress is one of the oldest party of the world. It is India's oldest party. It started in 1885. And I'll remind you, the first person to lead Congress was Motilal Nehru in 1923. He formed his own party, Swaraj Party, and then years back he came back to...
Sir, we are not in the same era. We are not talking about the same political party. We are talking about a party where in every single day there are people questioning the leadership of the Gandhis. It is a direct question, isn't it?
Ankit, if you allow me uninterrupted 30 seconds, I'll be able to make my point. Definitely, we are not in same area. Congress is not having its glorious past, which is as of now. Congress is at its lowest, but that does not mean Congress has decimated. Congress leadership is right now not in power. That is why we are seeing the Ayaram situation. And once Congress is back in power, why I am telling this is because Congress vote bank is still intact. As of now, while I am speaking, 29% of the national vote capture is with Congress.
For how long is the question, Tom Vadakkan, for how long is the question as far as the Congress party is concerned? The legacy that they are talking about, it's a very different party, isn't it? You were once upon a time a member of the Congress party, now with the BJP. Are you surprised with what is happening, which continues to happen without, any lessons being learned or any remedy being offered?
I have worked with this party for quite some time, and this is an extraordinary challenge that is being thrown up in front of the former president of the party. When the combatants come out openly, and I dare say, he says, well, you decide. What stops you from deciding? And I should say, use an adjective or what, I don't know. Poor Rahul Gandhi was caught in a very strange situation. And he had to fall back on what the Aam Aadmi's position was, talking to the people. They'll get a consensus emerging from the people, while his sister went on record to say, do you have any other face in Uttar Pradesh? At least have the nerve to come out and say, who amongst them is going to be the face of the Punjab Chief Minister?
Yes.
A very strange situation indeed. It shows a hollow leadership of the Congress party that has emerged. A sad day for an opposition party.
But let me also bring in Paramveer Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party. At least at this point of time, with all surveys, everything that is going around, the real challenger as far as the Congress goes, the BJP in Punjab seems to be on the sidelines, on the margins. But Paramveer Singh, for you, this would be a moment to rub your hands in glee, isn't it? I mean, this is the question that you would want this entire election to go on. Who is the face of the Congress party?
Tyagi, thanks for having me here. See, Congress has completely collapsed in Punjab. They really don't have any agenda for Punjab. Punjab is not on their agenda at all. But the desperation of the top-notch leadership, it is simply Mr. Bajwa versus Mr. Channi versus Mr. Sidhu and many more. Mr. Jakhad you can name as well. So Congress, you just played the clip of Mr. Sidhu's rally today. He was simply claiming himself to, it can simply be perceived from his words. He was saying that there must be a savior to Punjab who is going to lead.
But Paramveer, if Congress declares a chief ministerial face, does that in any way a worry for the Aam Aadmi Party? I mean, this limbo, this crisis possibly is the best case scenario for you.
No, Tyagi, not at all. Reason being, people have seen their work in past 5 years, right? They changed the CM, they changed the cabinet, they tried putting, all the lame things they could, rest to Punjab. But Punjab has come to know the real face of Congress. See, this is the only party.
But the question also is, Mr. Paramveer, that despite having a chief ministerial face, you are still asking votes in the name of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
See, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is a national leader, and Mr. Bhagwant Mann has been announced the CM of Punjab. We are asking for votes on the Delhi model, which is being run by Mr. Kejriwal, and in the name of Mr. Bhagwant Mann, who has enormously performed in the Lok Sabha.
So you are not giving any Punjab model. You are telling people to trust what Arvind Kejriwal has done there. So, that is where the question would be, whether Mr. Bhagwant Mann would be able to do something of what he wants to do for the people of Punjab. I'll just request you to stay on with me, because we are talking about the leadership crisis where the Congress party is is concerned. And another jolt has come for the Congress party from Karnataka. Congress leader, in fact, has gone on record. Mr. Ibrahim, CM Ibrahim, has gone on record to say that Congress party uses Muslims as vote bank. The crisis deepens, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm leaving Congress because I don't have ED raid, I don't have CBI raid, I don't have money, so I don't have place in Congress. So that's why I have to take my own decision.
So you're saying that the Congress party, only retains people and gives people the respect if they have the money, you're saying?
Natural. They must give opportunity for get everybody.
Okay. And also you've hinted at the fact that maybe the Muslims have been used as a vote bank by the Congress for quite some time. Do you believe that?
They are using it from the many years.
Okay.
No, where is Ghulam Nabi now? Anyhow, he got an award. No, and that award, so many discussions are there. Why?
You're saying after using up a leader for the vote bank and then they're shunning them out when they think it's not necessary.
Natural.
Is that happened to you, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Tom Vadakkan, an open admission from a stalwart from the Congress party walking out saying they use Muslims as vote bank.
I mean, this has been the tone and tenor of the Congress party for quite some time. Now, I would like to draw your attention to the Sachar Committee report. While all these leaders were aware of what was happening, the condition of the minorities remained the same. While they give lip service to the minorities during elections. And after that, it's a use and throw situation. What has happened to Ghulam Nabi Azad? He has been recognized by the government of India as a strong opposition party leader. Recognition of that was an award given to him.
Yes.
What do you have? The Congress party turning against it. And what has he done? He was the mascot of the Congress party for any victory.
Yes.
They have thrown that man out. And here is Mr. Ibrahim. He's very...
Manasvi, this is going to have larger repercussions for the Congress party, just not in Karnataka, but in Uttar Pradesh as well, where you are hoping that possibly the minorities are going to vote for you.
Ankit, during 2004 and 2014, the same leaders who were then in Congress have supported Congress and were there with Congress. Now when the time was there to be with Congress, when the Congress is at its lowest, who had used the Congress? These leaders. And now
Sir, but shouldn't the question be asked, why is the Congress at the lowest, under whose leadership, rather than saying that because we are at the lowest, you should all be together?
No, that is how teams should function. When a team is losing, you should all be together. While the team is losing, the rats went off the ship for the opportunity.
Sir, while the team is losing, but there has to be, Tom Vadakkan, some questions on the captain as well, isn't it?
No agenda.
Ankit, on the contrary,
you are using
Congress is the greatest institution.
And then you talk about what is your ideology?
He was the greatest leader Congress had. He got his from Congress. And
what do you do?
Is taking such leaders in
people don't link to what they do.
That's a valid question. Aren't people in politics because of ideology, or is it just because that you are, till the time you are in power, we are with you. Once you lose the power, everybody will jump the ship. And if even that is happening, the question when the team is losing has to be asked. In cricket, if captains are changed because the team is losing, why isn't the same happening as far as the Congress party is concerned is a very valid question. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. There is breaking news right now coming in from Goa as well. This also would be a big concern as far as the Congress party is concerned. A senior Congress leader, in fact, has pulled back, has decided he is not going to contest the elections, the upcoming elections, as far as the Congress ticket is concerned. This is a huge setback for the Congress party, which was looking to field Mr. Pratap Singh Rane, who has now withdrawn his candidature. With that, we are slipping into a very short break. News and updates continue on the other side.